It's the brown hair, not black. And he doesn't look evil. He just looks randy. He just doesn't look. He doesn't look like a bad, like a devil.
What? He's more like Mr. Thomas.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, like if you were trying to go with something dark and deep, and the same person, he's not. He just seems
There was they had a little teaser in the email that said, "Is it bad luck to get married in black?" Did you see that?
Thank you.
And I got her later.
We're going to do door prizes. So, yes. No, that's good. Door prizes, yay! All right, so you have to number off. You know how it goes. 1, 2, 3.
Who wants to start?
We're starting with a white on white Elowen. Person 8.
Wait, did we make the table? Now they do
At table. Wait for it. Table 1. Yeah, that was just out, so now we're going to do the real one.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Picture us Evangeline Ghastly. Person. Now you pay attention. 3.
What table are
At table 7.
No, she's bringing it. She's bringing it. Thank you.
Today I have a couple of little things I want to show you, a couple of videos, and we're going to go through. It's the 10-year history of Wilde this year. Yeah, so we're going to go through every year, every product, every SKU. I hope you brought comfortable shoes. Anyway, let's do. I'm going to start out, since we're doing a Wilde wedding thing. Nancy put this together. She loves doing these kinds of things. Nancy's not here. Yeah. So Wilde weddings I do in the strangest places.
Oh, wow.
I don't know quite how this one is. Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Now, Sally, can you see what's going on there? Yeah, I don't think that's so weird.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh
my. They do YMCA.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, too much drinking it has been.
Well, that was before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's before. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Is this the first time you've seen them too?
You'd think so, right? That's right before the tsunami. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Should we survive? We'll be together happily ever after.
Now, next I think I'm going to do this. This is the Evangeline movie. Now, some of you may have seen this before, but it's really kind of beautiful, and some of the shots in here are just gorgeous. Oh, how do I make the screen?
Usually the right-hand corner.
Wait.
The green, yeah.
This is not on there.
Thank you.
Do we have sound or no?
Oh, no.
Subtitles.
10 years. Wow. No, no. So first was, what we were looking at doing was, we had been doing Tonner for so long, for 15 years at that time, and we wanted a new way to introduce dolls and take the Tonner name and our way of doing stuff out of it. So we wanted to do a direct marketed company so that we could get the product to the collector with more on it, but a lower price. When you go through a third, like a retailer, and especially what was going on in the Orient at the time, prices were escalating, like on a, yearly basis, so it was getting very expensive. So we figured the thing to do would be to come up with something new and different, and believe it or not, Wilde Imagination was not taken, that name was not taken at that time. Wilde spelled with an E, but if you misspell anything, you can probably get it. But anyway, so the first thing we started with was Michelle had been for years saying, "Look at this, look at this, look at this," and they were all things. Hey, we have somebody new coming in. Say hi, everybody.
Hi. We can get this party started now.
So Michelle, and it was stuff like, and I was looking at stuff too. The work of Ruben Toledo. He was a fashion illustrator, and Michelle was showing me stuff that was coming out of Japan and Asia, and her daughter was showing me stuff that kind of quirky, sort of deviant art sort of things. So I started to assemble this sort of stuff, and what it did was it took me away from the Tyler Wentworth thing. And Tyler was, at that time, she wasn't that old, but she was going on, like 5, 6, 7 years. And, it was getting harder and harder to design for her because she had a certain look. And, you think that, so, why don't you just design something else for her? It doesn't seem to work that way, The personality or the character was so ingrained in me that she didn't, she's classic and that's all, that's what she did. So doing Elowen with a different proportion and different body shape was, she was on the cover of, I think, Dolls as Gwendolyn.
Yes.
And we lost that name. We couldn't call her Gwendolyn because somebody was making Gwendolyn Goose. And they challenged the name, so we couldn't use Gwendolyn. So we had to use Elowen, which I think is better anyway.
Robert, you had a debut one that was in navy blue.
We liked it.
Oh, that's right. This was on the cover of the magazine, and
The other one was an event doll.
yes, and that's where I showed her first. Yeah. She was fun too. I mean, here's a Asian outfit of like a kimono sort of thing, but with velvet pants and stuff like that. And I was able to do stuff like this, and it was just fun. It was just kind of a fun costumey sort of thing to do. And we started out with painted eyes for her, and then switched to inset, and we do both today. Then, as Joe Petrolisi was working with me at this time, and he says, "Well, I have an idea for a doll. I want to, So I saw his ideas, and brilliant. Lily Munster and Barbara Streisand. It's like, what? What are you talking about? But he showed me sketches, and I said, all right, I'll sculpt this, and let's see how it goes. So we started the doll in resin, and he was determined to make this doll successful. He was determined. So I liked the sketch. I liked the sketch, and I liked the sculpt that I did very much. And again, it was different than what I'd done. It was so highly stylized. The big hands, that was his idea. So anyway, she came out, and then it was kind of like a collaboration. Joe does his stuff, I do my stuff, and then this incredible photographer, her name was Susan Toom, did this photography that just made her alive. She spent all this time photographing these dolls. She was amazing, and she passed away. It's really a shame. She had, we really miss her work. But she really captured storyline with Evangeline. So I have not read this, but he sent me the storyline behind these two dolls. Okay, so you're hearing it as I'm reading it. I mean, I'm hearing it as I'm reading it. And I have not heard this before, okay? So I don't know how this will be. The only person who's read it is Jack. He had to correct it. Dear Diary, since the last time we spoke, things have gotten a bit crazy. I took the painting of my long-lost relative from the basement of the mortuary and brought it back to the attic. I did a little investigation and found out that the woman in the painting is my great-great-grandmother. Imagine that. Mr. Mort finally gave in and told me who she was, and that the painting was given to him by my father. He gave Mr. Mort the painting to put somewhere where no one would find it. He said that it was believed that the painting was haunted, and when I was born, the nurse refused to have the painting in the same house with me. After my parents disappeared, the painting stayed locked away until I found it. Mr. Mort then told me that Amelia was believed to be a sorceress of some kind, and that the amulet in the painting possesses powers. He was very concerned that since Pernilla had the amulet, she might figure out how to use its powers. What Mr. Mort didn't know was that when Pernilla and I had the pub brawl, wait, somehow I missed the pub brawl, I yanked the necklace from her neck and had it safely stored in the attic. Oh, okay, all right. So you guys know what's going on. All right. Dear Diary, as I was sitting at the kitchen table with the necklace, I started to wonder what kind of powers it possesses. I stared very hard at it in hopes that something might happen, and it did. The amulet started to glow in my hand. Just when a bright light shot out of the amulet and a beautiful woman appeared. It was the woman in the painting, my great-great-grandmother Amelia. I sat there in shock. She told me that in order to get my babies back, I would have to comfort Pernilla and make amends with her. Then she told me that Mortimer was my true love and that I was the only person he would marry. There's a lot of corrections there. So I took her advice and went to see Pernilla. I showed her the amulet and told her that I would return it in exchange for my babies. She agreed. I didn't even know she was pregnant. No, I know it's a cringe. Sorry. You guys are so serious. She agreed, and then I went to see Mortimer and told him that I loved him. He told me that nothing would stop him from marrying me this time. Well, the day is finally here. My wedding day. I only wish my parents were here. Mortimer and I decided to move into the attic together, so that we're married. Wait, let me try that again. Mortimer and I decided to move into the attic together now that we're married. He feels that once we're settled in, we can start to look into the mysteries of my parents' death. What more could I ask for? My baby's back, and Mortimer and I are now husband and wife. Even though my life has been somewhat in mystery up to now, I think things are going to get clearer. Or at least that's what I'm hoping for. So this is Joe's gift to you guys.
Aww.
Yeah. And he wanted me to let you know that he wished he could be here, but he's busy making a lot more money than he made at Tom. So. Oh God. All right. So one more small thing, and then questions or whatever. So this is 2360. Next, we have a dream of cinnamon and marigold. Marigolds and cinnamon. Last four numbers, 2288.
2288.
Oh, if you get low.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Now I need to do is follow you around. You're always at the right spot.
At this point, yeah.
Don't give me none of them pictures. Hi.
Hi, excuse me.
Sorry.
Are you online to pay?
Unless you went in the system before it remembered you. Yeah, it does it after.
You can make How are you doing?
Yeah, I can't do that one. That looks different than the other ones before.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm gonna
just
sit your stuff down for a minute, wait a minute. I wanna just go get my camera.
Hello.
A bunch of dollies to me.